Hello, people, whoever might be out there, looking at a dark screen, listening to my voice. I'm not really sure what I'm going to say right now because I'm just knackered and tired and fed up, and the world just seems in such a state. You know, what's going on in America just makes me feel sick. That absolute idiot neo-fascist scum, which is Donald Trump. He's just such an awful human being. That's all I see these days is just examples of just awful human beings. And I know there's people out there that aren't awful and, work hard at trying to make this world a better place. But the powers that be right now in America, the ones, in the White House, are just making such a mockery, really, of themselves, because they're just an absolute joke. They lie, they cheat, they don't care, they're completely out of touch with your everyday people, and they don't give two shits about the people that they are meant to represent and look after and protect. The cases in America with the pandemic, and it's still over 1,000 a day dying. Both America and the UK saying, oh, kids have to get back to school, kids have to get back to school. Why? Why do they have to get back to school when people are dying all over the place, when there's this virus that you catch in close proximity? So you're going to chuck loads of kids together in a classroom and risk their lives so they can learn what exactly? What do they have to go out to learn that they can't learn at home? Math? English? What? There's this thing called books. There's this thing called the internet. I mean, really? I don't get it. Except for, countries want to get back to as if things are normal. Trump wants everyone to believe, everything's back to normal now. Everything's great. Yeah, I'm great. Everything's terrific. And I just hear about, a young child who's died from COVID-19 complications. Could you imagine how awful the parent feels sending their child back to school and their child dies? And it won't be the first child. No, because they're really pushing. I read something about the UK government saying, oh, you can't possibly learn with masks on your face. You can't teach with masks on your face. What the fuck are they talking about? Surgeons do major operations with masks on their face and save people's lives with masks on their face. That's the whole point of wearing a mask. So you don't infect people you're near. What is the big deal? I just don't get it. Except for the UK government and the American government are just run by idiots that have no fucking idea and don't care about anybody but themselves and their power, and they're carrying on keeping their power. And so if thousands of people die, tough shit. If kids die, who cares? Get them back to school. Well, I just hope these people are having their kids go back just as well. But no, I bet you a lot of rich people have, a completely different situation. But public school people, kids that, aren't rich and have overcrowded schools and classrooms, you're willing to put children at risk? Of course they are. They lock children in cages by the Mexico border. They put children in cages. They took children away from their families. These people in government don't give a shit. These people in power, the ones that have all these crazy followings of millions of people on the internet, and I've been told, like, a lot of the Facebook algorithms, or however it works, because I'm not a techie person, but some of the most right-wing conservative people in America have some of the biggest followings on Facebook, like more than anyone. And, I wouldn't be surprised if it's all rigged for those audiences to stay large, for their audiences to stay big, and for the other people on the other side, the liberals, the progressives, maybe not as many followers. Maybe they, rig the algorithms so their posts don't get out as much to people. So you got Mark Zuckerberg, who doesn't care either, really. I mean, he allowed loads of, false claims and, just outright lies that the Republicans were putting out to stay on, on their news feeds. So it really seems like such a huge divide between the rich and the powerful, and then just everyone else, and they really, really don't care. And, the latest shooting in America by a radicalized 17-year-old that was part of a white supremacist militia turning up in Wisconsin during the protest and shooting 2 people dead. And you've got people on Twitter saying, yeah, well done. Well done. Well done, boy. That's what we like. I mean, it's just sick. It's just absolutely sick. The world we live in right now. And I mean, like, happiness, really, is it even on the cards for anyone right now? Besides, bless the young children who, are too young to really grasp, this is the world they're living in, they're at home, they love it. My sister's young kids, all family together. Yeah, great. I don't know how many kids really are in a rush to get to school. They say, oh yeah, they need to do it, for their mental health. What kid do you know comes home and just loves school? I mean, Really? You got to get up early in the morning, sit in this classroom. I mean, come on. The best part of school is when they get a break and they get to go run around and play. Or they have, like, I don't know, sports to do or art or something. I mean, come on. You know, what? The internet, I mean, they could learn a lot without a teacher, quite frankly. I'm not trying to diss teachers. I'm just saying, times are different now. You know, I think a lot of books are probably outdated. Maybe, I know. I mean, I didn't have a great experience in school. I've learned so much more, researching things myself and just through life. But yeah, sure, you do. You need to be educated if you want to be a lawyer. Lots of things. Yeah, I get it. You need to go to college. You need to become an expert in something. You want to be a doctor, a surgeon, an accountant, a fireman. Yeah, I'm not dissing education. I'm just saying at this moment in time, you're putting children into the firing line. And it's sad because children will die. They're trying to say, oh, yeah, no children. No, there's been a lot of deaths. Young people are dying. They're not immune to getting ill. It's ridiculous for Trump to sort of spout that garbage. But that's all that ever comes out of his mouth is lies and garbage. And I have a sister with 3 young children, and she's now pregnant. I don't want those children to go to school. I really don't. I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll do the social distancing, and I think they're going to maybe go for a couple days, not a whole week. I mean, still, they're young. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to put my children at risk. I don't care. I wouldn't do it. I don't have children, but I think if I did, I wouldn't want to do it. I get it. Some people, they rely on children going to school so they can have a job and go to work. I get that as well. But again, do you sacrifice a child's life? And it's just really messed up. People aren't. Well, the people are being pressured, I think, into doing these things. And from what I hear, some governors are, in some of the states, are mandating, you have to go, sort of forcing, the teachers as well. I mean, the teachers are just at risk, And I just think it's really silly that, you've got businesses still closed down because, employees are, able to work from home. Some, not all, obviously lots of people can't. But, why not carrying on educating your children at home if you can? And if they fall behind a bit of maths or so what? Who cares? It's not life or death. Going to school, going out into the public with loads of people around you is life and death. Staying at home is safer. Yet all I do is hear, oh, they got to get to school, it's essential. And no, it's not. It just isn't. There are other ways to do things. And, back in the day, my mom, being a single mom, she brought her kids to her job. She brought them to her job. Why not make that a possibility? Opening up some sort of, I don't know. I mean, I don't have the answers, and this is the difficult bit. But protecting life is got to be number one. Whether it's your children, your teachers, yourself, your parents, your friends, everyone's life needs protecting. And, Trump will want you to believe that, it doesn't matter. Someone commented because his the last day of the RNC, he had this huge crowd of people, and no one was social distance, barely any masks, all quite tightly packed in. I think he did a 70-minute speech. I don't know what else went on. There was loads of people. I don't know how long the evening went, but yeah, there's a good chance that some of that 100, I think there was like 1,000 to 2,000 people there. Sure, some of them are going to get ill. None of them were tested. They just want to make believe like this isn't real. They try to call it the silent enemy. There's no silence in death. You think those people in the hospital die quietly? I'm sure not. I don't think death is quiet. So what the hell are they on about? This is not the silent enemy. He just is trying to silence it and pretend it doesn't exist, so he can win another election. And it just sickens me. I've never been so sickened by humanity, by what's happening to people and what happens to the animals in the many industries where they're abused and slaughtered for human consumption and use, and just unnecessary pain and suffering and death that they have to deal with every day. And it just seems like powers that be don't care about humans. They definitely don't care about the environment, and they don't care about the animals. I mean, this trophy hunting they do. There's someone on Facebook, bragging about all the elephants he's killed. I couldn't quite believe it, but I thought he actually said 7,000. It was such a huge figure. I thought, that can't be real. How could you be allowed to kill that many animals? How? One person could be responsible for their extinction. But this is all allowed to happen because the animals have no rights, and now it's becoming humans have no rights. We thought as vegans, the non-human animal should have rights like the human animal, the upright two-legged human animal. But right now it's not looking like the human animal has rights. Black people are being shot in the back. White supremacists are being hailed as good people. Children are being sent back to school at their own peril. What rights? What human rights? So I am hoping, when this election happens, which is in a couple months' time, I am hoping for that evil man to be gone. And I hope he does get his karma. And, all these crimes he's done, I hope they do come down on him. But I just don't know, because he's doing everything in his power to win again. Dismantle the post office so the mail-in ballots just become a mess. He's sending people out to all the different polling stations to sort of police them. And, they have no rights to actually harass people at these polling stations, but that's exactly what they're going to do. He's making every effort to stay in power. Most likely so, he doesn't have to face up to these crimes once he's not president, because as president, he's just got away with everything. Like he once said, he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and nothing would happen to him. I mean, police are killing black men for no reason, and they're getting away with it. So surely the president can get away with it. And it's not funny, it's disgusting. And I'm beside myself, really. I think the thing we all need to do is we need to be angry, Good on those protesters, but, 2 got shot the other night because of this radicalised white supremacist who is a Trump supporter, who pretty much gave him the okay to do just what he did. His rhetoric has allowed this young man to think, yeah, I need to go out, I need to shoot some people. And I've got a right to do it because I'm a white supremacist and I'm better than everyone else. So those people, well, they don't deserve to live. And that's exactly what he did. He killed 2 innocent protesters. And some people are, making out like he had every right to do it. Because people are protesting what's going on, which is police brutality. And you just get more of it by, surprise, surprise, a white person killing a black person. So there's a lot of people that are angry. We need to stay angry. And we can't give up. We can't give up. So I just hope people out there do something to change it around, whether it's just talking to people and getting out there and voting and, just not accepting what's going on. Someone was saying, whatever you do, don't allow them to normalize this racism, this brutality against black people. Don't let them make out like, yeah, this is the way it is. Because it's not. It's not the way it should be. And all the people in the 60s who fought for civil rights, gosh, I wouldn't be happy that it's still going on. There was the 57-year anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous speech in Washington. And I was born around that time, and I don't know if it kind of resonates with me, It's just, I can't just sit by and, like some people I know. I mean, I broke down in tears to a friend today, telling him about Jacob Blake's shooting, and I don't think he had heard about it, and I couldn't hold back the tears, and he kind of chuckled a bit, only because I just suddenly burst into tears, and I don't think he's always the best with, emotions. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him cry, and I've known him for over 20 years. I don't think I've ever saw him actually cry. But no, I think he was, obviously he's a nice guy. It's just, he doesn't he's not really following closely what's going on. He does hear about these things, but I really have delved into it and have been following things and taking it all in. And some people, I think, just, I mean, I'm in the UK, so obviously, there isn't the same sort of unrest here. There's not, I mean, there are demonstrations going on, and there are Black Lives Matter. There have been demonstrations, but not of the scale as it is in America. So, I understand that people here in the UK might not be as passionate about what's going on and feel as affected by it. But, I'm from America, my family are in America, and I'm, my kind of heart is kind of still in America in a lot of ways, because that's where I was born, and I lived, half my life in America. Now I'm over half in the UK, so I've been away a long time, but it doesn't change who you are. It doesn't change that I had, 26 years of life in America. And I've got my struggles here in the UK, for sure. There's issues here in the UK that I have to deal with. But I'm really just kind of very focused on what's going on in America, and I never thought that it was that bad, because I didn't follow politics. It's only been, I guess, since Trump's got in that I started to follow it, because at first I thought, no, there's no point. Nothing good's going to happen. I remember when he got elected, I just made one statement on Facebook and said something, nothing good will come from his presidency. And as far as I can see, nothing good has. But I delved into it, and I just saw how bad and dark it is there, and how it's affecting all of America and all the people, and obviously has effects elsewhere, I think, because people look up to America, and now, he's a joke, and there's a lot of suffering going on, and I'm sure people feel sorry for all the Americans under his rule. So we must fight on. We mustn't lose hope. And we just all have to keep fighting for what is right, and for truth and justice for everybody.